Hi, everyone. It's called the God Buzz because I spent most of my life growing up in Lafayette, Louisiana, and New Orleans with a beer buzz. And that's just what you did in Louisiana. At 15, you went to the bars and started drinking. And in college and even after, we would just order martinis for lunch and talk about what we would eat and drink for dinner that night. That was what I grew up with. It was pretty. Also, it was pretty loud in my family. I had a large family. 40 first cousins, I think, on just one side, on my mom's side. And we all really had no trouble screaming, crying, just not knowing how to control emotions. It was the norm, many alcoholics. And so I have through the years struggled with my own addictions, and lately I've just been praying to feel God within me, or love within me at all times. And when I do get really still and quiet, I get this, I call it goosebumps or God bumps or a God buzz. It's when I get very, very still and quiet. I drift off into no mind at all. I'm in another world and I have no thought, and my body literally tingles. And that is what I call the God buzz. And I love that feeling. And I also had a glimpse about, I don't know now, I'm 53 now, so I'd say 25, 30 years ago I had a glimpse after a severely traumatic heartbreak, and we all process those differently, but mine was a shock, and the earth from underneath me slipped away, and I literally couldn't grab hold of myself, and spirit came in. I was praying Jesus, 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 and I was trying to let go of my Catholic upbringing at that time, but I was so disoriented. I was just Jesus, 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 and I experienced his love. I had an experience of God's love. It overcame me. And in that moment, I made a decision that when I got off of that bed, I would never think again my own thoughts. And I didn't even know what A Course in Miracles was then, but it worked. Like, I got up and I never let go of that mind for a whole week. And I just experienced the world in neutrality as the observer. And I can tell you that the world fell at my feet. And I didn't know what was happening, but about a week later, I decided I would get into another relationship. And I remember the moment, this was as much as I could understand about it. I said, here I go again. And I let go of my freedom, my empty state of mind, to go back into the world. I only even slightly understand it now, but I realized that it was a glimpse of what is possible in the mind, and that we don't, this was a big lesson for me, that God doesn't just, zap you and you're free and healed. And I always thought it was going to be that way, but it's not. It's a long journey, and I am on it, honey child, and I am loving it, and I am hating it, and I am, I'm on my knees sometimes, and sometimes I forget that I learned anything, and I'm arrogant, and sometimes I don't know which one I'm in, and I need people to remind me. And the only way I can get that kind of humility, reach that state of humility, is to reach out to someone and to get honest. If I can't be honest with myself, then at least I can practice on a friend, a brother or sister, a mighty companion, whatever you want to call it. Anybody who will listen, who I feel that I can be completely honest with. And there are many people that I could call that I haven't spoken to in a long time. I know the ones that I can call and who would be there. And other than that, I'm really working with the Spirit to heal all my thoughts of doubt and lack and fear and suffering. And this is a very, very intense time. It's full moon energy times 1,000. Every single month we have a full moon, and it symbolizes releasing what no longer serves. For myself, I realize that I have been, hiding from myself, and this is a historic story. We don't want to face our demons. We don't want to face what is covering over our light. We don't want to let go of the pain and suffering because it's known, it's comfortable. God is no longer known to us right now because we forgot, but it is everything we've ever wanted. And we have to go into that unknown to receive the blessings of the eternal. So we're on that journey, whether we know it or not. We are all in divine providence and wanting to be at peace. We want to be happy. So I've decided to do a show called The God Buzz because I want it all the time. I want to be buzzed in God's love. And I believe and I know that it's possible because I experienced a glimpse of that buzz for an entire week. And like I say, the world just came at me in love, like in wonder, wanting to know me. And I was able to let them in and observe. And I've really noticed that I don't want to be around people anymore. There was much for me to learn in this last decade, and I always wanted to be out and about and around people, and now I don't want to be around anyone, so I've isolated. There's many things that I haven't wanted to face that in these past 3 years I've just, I had to process, like all of us, and we seem to stand still in time, but it is how it is until it isn't. And really, there's nothing we can do more but show up and say, here I am, God, and just be willing to be willing, be willing. And I always ask, let there be healing where healing is needed, and let me have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, and please show me what needs to be seen. These are the helpful prayers I find, because I can feel that resistance in me, and it really does feel like this tight feeling inside. And I started to really be aware of this feeling of resistance in me, and started to desire to be present with how I'm feeling, which, I didn't always feel that way. I've been one of the most resistant people that I know, and I'm just getting to know myself. So I feel like I really do want to have a show with others. I want to invite people on. I want to live in a house with people who are practicing the same state of mind that I am, and I want to have a show. So we'll see how that comes. I'm putting that out there into my request, my wish list to the universe. And maybe that's not what I want. That's what I want today. I have to just put it out there and then, be shown what I really want, because I don't know what makes me happy. I don't know pleasure from pain. I really do see that, because there are many things that I want, and when I get there, I don't want it, and it's happened over and over and over and over again. So this is the God Buzz, where we seek to feel God's love, inspiration, goosebumps from the divine. This is just a wish come true for me to be able to talk about and expand in God's love, or if you want to call it, in the opposite of fear. Fear is not my friend, y'all, and fear is something that I've had enough of. I don't want it anymore, and I've made the choice, just like I did some 25, 30 years ago when I had the glimpse. So I have every reason to believe that there is new life, new world, new love coming in. So let's see. Wow, this just flipped. Rest and recovery, which, I've been in silence for these last 3 days, and I'm going to continue to be in prayer and silence as guided. But I did want to do these readings, I could feel it was time. I had a couple of calls, and I'm open to be shown how many days this is. But this is a rest and recovery card, and it is calling for, this guy has been through a battle. And I do want to say, while I have it in my mind, I know I said I was going to do this in a certain order, but it's just going to come out the way it comes out. Obviously, I did the talk, and now I'm doing the tarot. And there'll always be timestamps so you can skip to the one you want. This is the first time I'm doing this, and so I don't know how it's going to look. But right now, with this card, I feel like a lot of things are going to be revealed to myself and everyone if we take this time to look at this guy. He's laying down in prayer, and above him are 3 swords. Those 3 swords were in his heart. That's the 3 of swords: heartbreak, devastation, battle. But he's not in that energy anymore. The swords are no longer in his heart. They're above him, and he is in recovery. Okay, whether it's his health or a relationship, or literally fighting for his life. It can be anything. Your heartbreak can be that you miss your family, your dog died. I mean, whatever it is for any of us, he is recovering. In the original tower, this last sword is there waiting for him to recover so he can go back into battle. Let's not do that, shall we? Let's heal this dream of suffering once and for all. Okay. Let's see what else we get. Wowza. Okay. 8 of Pentacles. Wow. 9 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, and the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles. My God. I mean, I had more fall out. 3 of Cups underneath. That's what I'm going to take. So, wow, do you realize that you have 4 Pentacles out of 6? So you got the Rest and Recovery card. When you come out, you're going to be back to work on the things that you love. Okay, so Spirit is saying you're going to be recovering, and it's going to make everything that you're doing new. So you come back to work after having recovered to a new inspiration for your work, which is going to bring you to the 9 of Pentacles, which is spiritual and emotional and financial independence. Your work is bringing this in because you're healing that lack mentality. You're slicing through it with the King of Swords. So this is for a person, and if this reading's not for you, then yeah, if it's not resonating, it's not for you. This reading is for someone who has spent their life feeling lack, feeling like somehow they've been excluded from abundance for some reason, either emotionally or materially or in their heart. And this rest and recovery is going to bring you into an experience of loving your work and being compensated for it and feeling abundant. And it's going to heal this belief in lack and abandonment and exclusion that you've had all your life. You're going to come into this King of Swords, and you're going to slice through this belief because all along God had you. You see, this is a church with 5 pentacles in the form of an anchor, and that anchor has been waiting for you to grab it. It's, it's your higher self. It's God in your mind. It's divine mind. And you're slicing through that ego now, and you're taking a leadership role in your mind. So you are no longer allowing the ego to camp out in there and scare the shit out of you. It's enough. And you are saying enough, which leads you to another king. Wow. And the King of Pentacles is, in the original tarot, it signifies everything you touch turns to gold, the Midas touch. And with that, underneath the deck, I have, there's going to be something to celebrate. This card doesn't represent a bunch of women drinking and dancing. It does, but they are community. They're like minds. They've come together and they're feeling God. They're feeling the God buzz. They're feeling the goosebumps. They're toasting to an enlightened mind. You know, it's really, really a beautiful reading. And I just want to show you that you have all these pentacles. Okay. 4 of the 6 cards are pentacles. Okay. And there is a progression. You know, it's the 8, then you go back to look at the 5 of the lack, and then you come out with the 9, which is, you know, the 9 of Pentacles represents inheritance, generational family, feeling like you have a family tree, biology or not. There's dogs, there's children, there's grandparents, there's a marriage. So, you know, it's just that feeling. It doesn't have to be a marriage. It can be 3 women. It can be a community. It can be 2 people. It doesn't matter. It can be a child and mother. It can be a person and a dog, you know. So it's you coming into a sense that you are blessed in every way. This be gone. And it's because you have made a decision to say no more. No more to the thoughts in the mind. The swords represents the mind. And so these moons cycles over and over for years, you've been healing and recovering over and over again from these stabs in the heart. And your heart has been broken. And at this time, in this particular cycle, you are recovering from heartbreak. And you are coming back to slice through, ninja style, any ego thoughts. And where's my king? The King of Pentacles knows that he's limitless and that the entire universe was made by his mind. And so as long as he lines up with the wealth, abundance, love, generosity, a King of Pentacles is generous, okay? He serves his people. He doesn't make money. The whole world is already his because he gives to anyone in need. He is not about himself. He doesn't do it for recognition or prestige. He's a giver. That's his whole life. And the Spirit is saying the more that your work involves, whether your work involves giving or not, the Spirit is asking you to give. Whoever asks for help, to help them. You still need your boundaries. You still need to, you know, listen, follow the Spirit's guidance. But that it isn't giving that we're receiving. You want to receive these pentacles that are yours. You will know them by their fruit. Give and give and give of your presence, your mind, your time, your generosity, and you are going to receive the healing from these 3 swords. That's what's going to heal the heartache, so that you can trust again, so that you can open your heart again. Giving is receiving, and you will come into this knowledge that giving is receiving, and you know it's going to help you step out of this isolation and into community of the mind with others. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do a song now, and I haven't practiced or rehearsed. I feel like I'm not trying to be a rock star here, okay? I've done that, and I did it really, really badly. I did what rock stars do, but I just want to play a little song because we're letting go of heartache, right? So I'm going to sing a song that came of that. I feel shadows, they're driving me insane. I was mistaken, you could couldn't stop this pain. Life feels so damn human. How much should one give? How many people before us gave up before they left? Well, I can't believe this. Just look at what we've done. God, I want us to make it. Can you help me, anyone? Well, I wanna be a brave, brave soldier. Well, I wanna be a brave, brave soldier. Give me armor and a sword when I grow older. I don't wanna die. Well, everybody's holding hands, all lined up in a row they stand. They're calling out Red Rover, but not a single elbow bends. Sometimes feels like madness. It really does feel strange. Well, I could just get high tonight. Everything remains the same. I'm feeling lonely. I'm naked in the street, trembling and screaming. Somebody help me, please. Well, I wanna be a brave, brave soldier. Well, I wanna be a brave, brave soldier. Give me armor and a sword when I grow older, but I don't wanna die. Maybe I'll take a sip of that. How will we be brave? Shelley says she will share her Prozac. How will we be brave? Well, I know how to get this pill. It takes away the pain. One to sleep and one to trip. How will we be brave? Well, I could just say a prayer